Hello, we're back. Give me a second. There we go. Okay, you'll be glad to know I restarted the router as well, and it did nothing. It still says 49 minutes. I don't understand. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. It is not possible for my download speed to be this slow when I'm clearly uploading significantly more data than I am downloading. So how, and I ask again, how is that possible? Well, I guess we're demon heading. I played Balatro, but I haven't even bought the game yet, so I can't even like I can't even do it. The slow and ponderous. I have to turn the client back on. Alright, give it a second. You know what I wonder? Is there some kind of download hierarchy? League is just all the way lowest on the hierarchy. That's a crazy concept. Like, I'm having trouble conceptualizing this being the reason. You know, it's good to have everything considered. Anyway, at least we have something to do to pass the time. It sucks though, because I was aiming to get like 3 matches in if I could, and it seems I might barely get 1 at the rate this is going. Oh, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. No, not you too, Demon Hand. You can't do this to me. Do you know how much I've sacrificed? Can you see the barely repressed rage on my face? Oh, I'm repressing, alright. You all know that I'm an incredibly angry person. It's just how I am. Hey, doesn't what do I call it? And doesn't Bruce Banner wear polo shirts though? Or is that only in like Marvel Rivals and stuff? I don't really know what my man's all about in terms of fashion. I'm seething. Let me see, Bruce Banner. I'm gonna look up some pictures. MCU is a polo. Yeah, it's a purple polo. Seems like their default. They like purple. Oh, I get it. Oh my god, I just made the connection. Wow, actually that's clever. I just now realized what's up with that. I don't know why it took me this long to realize it. Yeah, it seems they're either in a suit or a dress shirt. They're always wearing purple shirts though, which makes sense. Like they have purple dress shirts and purple polos and apparently purple undergarments also. Because every time they Hulk out, they go full purple. Or I guess their polo transforms into the shorts. I don't think it's terribly clear. Mm-hmm. Hello, Kakwa. Welcome to the stream. I'm currently in the process of playing League the waiting game. As despite my attempts, we are downloading at an incredibly slow 900 megabytes. 1000 kbps is intensely slow. And doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. Okay, 6 months ago, somebody said that one possible solution is to run the League client as an administrator. So let's give that a try. I'm going to give it a try. This is in the name of science. We here on the Awkward Dragon stream are very interested in science and collecting knowledge like a dragon for no other reason than for the sake of having a variety of trivia by which we can pull out at convenient times. Here's your trivia for today. The Korean word for bean is kong. And so I was showing my friends at work. I was like, hey, look, I play this bean game with some of my students. You collect beans and you trade beans and you trade beans and you plant beans, right? It's a bean game. And they're like, oh, that looks fun. And I was like, yeah, it's a bean game. And I told my students, if you win the game, you will be King Kong. Yeah, they understood. They gave that same universal, culturally exasperated face. Like, not this shit again. My friends was like, Zia, be careful. I have a weapon. And they were holding up a chopstick against me. If this works, I would be annoyed. It didn't work. I'm annoyed. It's like no matter what I did, I was doomed to annoyance. It either works, in which case, wow, why does it work that way? Or it doesn't work, in which case, dang it, why didn't it work? Boryeonnam, I think. Boryeonnam is the word for adulterer. Which, by the way, is a crazy thing to call your coworker. I know that we're friends at work. So, to be clear, I'm totally okay with it, right? I'm totally okay with it. It doesn't bother me. I just think that, like, out of context, and really, really out of context, that sounds so bad. That sounds so bad out of context. It's like, oh yeah, my friend at work called me an adulterer. My coworker called me an adulterer. Some people have these very specific hangups about making friends at work, though. Not anybody I know, like, in my workplace. I just mean that I'm, for example, I met up with someone I know in Seoul. And I was telling them, like, oh yeah, my friends at work, we joke all the time, you know, we hang out sometimes, we hang out at work, it's nice. And she was like, you're friends with your people at work? I don't make friends with people at work. I was like, why not? And they were like, because they can use that information against you. And I was like, we're public school teachers. What information is there to use? There's no competition. We're public school teachers. There's no competition amongst us. And they're like, yeah, but like I wouldn't be friends with my people, the people I work with, because I don't want them to, like, I don't want to have to compete against them, and I don't want to have to, like, deal with the drama of that and da 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 da. And I'm like, you know, I get it. Some people do have this sort of like separation between like whether or not they have friends at work versus like coworkers, right? And some people do like having that friend separation between those two, and you know that's totally fine. But the rationale just kind of baffled me. It's like, you think that everybody's scheming against you, praying for your downfall? That if they like you as a friend, that in one incident they would like turn around and betray you with some nebulous information? What it really made me think is even that that maybe there's some projection going on. A lot of times when people are like, oh, you know, I wouldn't do X or Y because then people would blah blah blah, then it's often a sense of projection. So it's like, do you think people would backstab you and you betray you because you're the kind of person who would use that information and backstab and betray them? And therefore you think everybody does that? That's concerning. That's concerning. That's concerning. That's concerning. Oh, you know which game? I remember a while back somebody mentioned Hollow Knight. Do I have Hollow Knight downloaded? No, it's not installed right now. I'd have to install it. Dang it. My laptop doesn't have that much space, so I can't keep things installed. Yeah, that's exactly right, Crossroads. A lot of cheaters do that because it is that sense of like, okay, well, I think they're cheating on me because if I was in that situation, I would cheat on them. And there's so much of that projection when you start noticing it. You can actually find it quite rampant inside of like politics and other kinds of sort of social spheres in the world where people make broad claims about how people would behave, and then it turns out no, people don't act that way. You think people act that way because you act that way, and you think other people act that way, but people don't do that. People don't do that. What are you? You're crazy. Thankfully, the people I surround myself with in general are quite kind and quite honest and quite direct. And so I've never, ever, ever, ever felt like people were going to like backstab me. What the hell, man? And with what? Yeah, yeah, okay. I took an extra ice cream from the cafeteria today, okay? You know, they're going to rat me out. They're going to rat me out. I took an extra ice cream because there was a bunch of extras left. But y'all wouldn't betray me here on the stream. Y'all wouldn't find my workplace and message them and be like, hey, you know that Zia guy you got on your team? They're a greedy pig. Also, I guess Demon's Hand doesn't work while the client's downloading. That's a shame. It would have been the perfect way to pass the time while the client downloads. No shoe. They deserve the ice cream. Okay, this is unrelated to the. Well, I guess it's tangentially related in the sense that we're talking about like coworkers in Korea and stuff. One thing I learned because there was that Kurt Scott's video recently about the what do you might call it? About Korea's population crisis that's happening because there aren't enough children. And one thing, probably the most surprising stat was the one where it said that 40% of people who are 40 or older are in poverty, which is an insane number. 40% of elderly live below the poverty line? How is that possible? And so I looked more into it because my friend was curious too. And there were 3 factors that I was able to find, like, objectively measurable. The first is, and it's just the cool information I found because I thought it was a fascinating topic. The first is that Korea only escaped poverty in like 1965, which was 60 years ago. That's not really that long ago in the grand scheme of things to go from abject poverty to a world power. And you don't get those results. You don't get those kinds of results by being in a position where you can kind of slow down. You got to just keep going and going and going. And so as a result, the national pension, right, the national pension fund that people can work in their income into didn't get implemented until 1990. So a lot of people who were elderly didn't even get a chance to earn pensions. And then on top of that, yeah, super meteoric rise. And on top of that, a lot of them were kind of, if they had traditional work, they were often forced to retire when they were like 50 years old because a lot of Korean companies had their, promotions and positions dictated by a seniority. And so, like, a lot of times it would just be like, hey, I don't want this person to supersede me. You're retiring now. Enjoy your retirement. You have no choice. You are forced to retire after a certain point in many occupations. So that's all bad enough. Early retirement, not having a pension fund until 1990, escaping poverty only 60 years ago. And then on top of all of that, I think a lot of old people in their mind, they had that kind of Eastern cultural mentality of the kids will take care of me, right? That's what they do. My kids take care of me. But there's been this massive shift over the years. And I found a poll about it, right, where they asked South Koreans a simple question, which was, who should take care of the elderly? And let me check it. In 2002, 70% of people at the youth were like, oh, well, of course, the family should take care of the elderly. By 2020, that changed to just 20%. So the opinion shifted from 70% down to 20% of who should take care of the family. And this massive cultural shift has instead trended toward, well, it's society's job to take care of the elderly. They should be the ones giving welfare to them and giving them resources and giving them ways of, surviving. But we're so busy working all the time and, we don't even have time to have kids. We don't have time to take care of our elderly family members. That should be society's job. Only started paying pension 2 years ago. Enjoy your $80 a month. Oh no, that's so sad. $80 a month pension funds. But that's wild, isn't it? Like a pension fund that only started in 1990? It's crazy. It's crazy. You've been working for like 25 years and your pension doesn't even accumulate. And you're just like, that's cool. If I don't have a pension, it's fine. My kids will take care of me. And it's like, no, they won't. They're so busy. They don't even have time to have a family. You want them to take care of you. But there's no way anybody could have anticipated that, right? Let alone the elderly at the time. It really is, right? And it's such a shame because so many of the elderly, not to say all of them are good people, but a lot of them definitely sacrifice so much for their country and for their family. And then at the end, after all of that hard work and effort and everything else, when they think they can finally take a break and retire and enjoy a nice cozy life and coast off the fruits of their labor, it's basically like, all right, thanks. Bye. See you later. There are, inside of this, like outside my apartment, not even that far away. If I walk outside, go to the bus every morning, I'll often, almost daily, see old people lugging around these carts very slowly. And the carts have cardboard in them that they sell for money. It's about 70 cents per kilogram of cardboard they sell. They rummage through trash looking for cardboard pieces. Oh, is this the Swift play, I think? Is this new? Quick match, yeah, that's quick match. Hold on, first I have to go into practice for something. I have to test something with OBS capture. I can't do much for those old people who are carrying out carts, but what I do often try to do is, like, if I get like big boxes, like I got one for this chair, I try to flatten it out so that way it's easy for them to pick up and they don't have to collapse it themselves. It's not much. Honestly, they shouldn't have to do it in the first place, but what else can I do? Alright, just checking something. Give me a moment. Oh my.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
So,
미니언 생성까지 30초 남았습니다.
interesting. You could like you message to your Zia's Korean school. Look, we all know Zia stole the extra ice cream. You all know it. We all know it. And they're like, no, we didn't. I was like, oh. Well, that's beside the point. Consider the following. Speaking of which, I should eat that ice cream for my breakfast when I get to work today. At least we finally got time for 2 games. It's something. It's not as much as I wanted, but you know, let's just be glad it all downloaded in the end. As for what I was doing, by the way, so OBS Studio has 2 modes for capturing games. You have the Sorry, somebody messaged me. There's 2 modes. You have the display capture, which captures the window, and then you have game capture, which is specifically suited for capturing games. However, after Vanguard was released, game capture stopped working for League of Legends, like the actual game itself. But you know, I guess because of anti-cheat reasons. And this update, OBS released an anti-cheat compatibility hook, which theoretically should allow you to still game capture. But I just tested it out, and when I activated the anti-cheat compatibility hook, it actually just kept on causing the League game to freeze repeatedly. Like, it was just like loading, 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 until I turned off the hook. You sound like a politician, Crossroads. Sometimes when judges let off rich and influential people, that is actually the reason they give. They're like, hey, have you considered that they feel really, really bad about it and therefore don't need further punishment? Have you thought about that, huh? Huh? Selfish? Isn't that good enough? They feel really bad about it. They feel really bad about it. It was only they only murdered their mom 1 time. They won't do it again. Her aches. Hey, Sudai, welcome to the stream. Who am I banning? Oh, shit, I need to check. I don't think it's again. Maybe it's still Ari. The Fury and Ari? Yeah, we still ban Ari. Oh, Ari's already banned. Lucian. We'll ban Lucian. Lucian's apparently popular right now. I'm about to play, yeah. I just got Orianna Sport. Took a second because the download was taking its sweet time. That's LeBlanc. They just got a visual update this patch. Also, hold on, my leg fell asleep, so I'm gonna stay. Ah, my leg. What is it about this seat that makes my leg fall asleep? I guess all that typing probably was related to the dodge that we just now experienced. Not just pants, slacks. Also, yeah, I'm going to vent about something that doesn't anger me, but has left me mildly annoyed. In Gimchon here, there are 6 of us English teachers on this side of town, right, from other countries. And I regularly hang out with, them. 2 of them, like, not 2 of them, but like that, there's now a kind of girls group chat exclusively for the girls in the 6 teachers, which is fine conceptually. If I wasn't the only guy of the 6. Meaning, this girls group chat literally excludes only 1 person out of the 6 people in this side of the town. This is absurd. I'm not saying you can't do that. Do that if you want. But like, come on, that feels a little inconsiderate, don't it? I'm allowed to say it feels kind of inconsiderate, even if they're technically allowed to do that. The guy's only chat is revenge. Garen. Yeah, when you said Garen, I thought you meant someone pick Garen. I didn't notice Garen's face right there. That's awesome. I love that. That's great. Who am I banning? It was Ari, I think, yeah. Arx Fatalis. I'm not sure I've heard of that. I'll have to look at pictures.
단순히 적을 죽이겠어요. 재미있겠네요.
No, I've never seen Arcus Fatalis. Interesting. Looks kind of old school. Oh, 2003. I guess that qualifies as old school nowadays. I'm also not familiar with Dark Messiah. Oh, I'm curious, if y'all had heard about like how the Switch 2 has $80 games. What's your take on that? Another dodge, but for the enemies. Interesting. Aqua only goes for the games on the deal menu. Not going to be quality. What the heck? Super Smash Brothers, Mario Odyssey, Mario Kart, Jungle Freeze, Metroid Prime. That's kind of my thought process, Crossroads. Out of all the things that have been impacted by inflation, I feel like video games have actually done better under inflation than most other goods. I don't know if that's like actually true. I want to find out. I'm gonna do a search. Console video games specifically. Sorry, I have to respond to this message. I would Kog'maw, but I barely even have time to stream and play a League, let alone other games. Such as the great tragedy. This is in part because I'm like prioritizing a ton of my other projects and stuff. So I don't tend to play video games much outside of League of Legends nowadays. Oh, when Metroid Prime arrives, I'll probably try playing that if I can get my hands on it. Oh, interesting. They don't want to swap. I'm trying to give them the chance to swap, and they don't want to. Okay. I could. I absolutely could apply back to that part-time position. I like being an interventionist. It was nice. More entertaining in like time zones, or because like no Korean words? Oh, they want to swap. Okay.
당신이 적을 죽이겠어요. 재미있겠네요.
Oh, higher frequency. I see. Ironically, that still would mean that I would, if I was streaming more, that would mean not playing other games still. Ooh, Kog'maw. Interesting. Is that Lucian and Timer? Kog'maw. Taurin. Nidari. Orianna is actually Orianna. Orianna actually, like, is fine. All those sounds exist in Korean without needing to stretch themselves out. And Senna is Senna. Like, that reads Senna. Yeah, that's a Senna. It is funny that based entirely on the phonetics determined whether or not your sort of name like translates smoothly over to Korean without sounding Koreanified. Anything with the f sound is doomed. Because there is no F sound in Korean. So you can't say coffee. Coffee is a word that exists in Korean. You have to say copy. And they are very particular about it. And will not understand you if you say coffee instead of copy. No, they usually just you usually just transliterate names. Like over in Seoul when I was there was a building literally called the One and Only Tower, and the Korean underneath it also said literally the One and Only Tower. Ironically, it makes a funny situation where the transliteration of those words doesn't actually mean anything. Korean has a word for only. The word is man, right? This thing is man. It's the only thing. But that means that if you said, only because you're pronouncing the Korean text underneath it. That word doesn't mean anything. It's just a transliteration. You would just say White House. You don't translate it into like House of White or whatever. I think it would be like Hinsei Jeep. No, it would just be the White House. That's it. Proper names are just set with their proper names. You don't translate them. You transliterate them, but not translate. Yeah, translating phonetically is transliteration, and it's really common for proper names.
미니언들이 생성되었습니다.
Oh, Heimerdinger has that arcane comment. I thought Kog'maw did, and I was like interested, but no, not AP Kog'maw. To be fair, America does the same thing with some store names. Like To the Jew, which is a bakery. You wouldn't translate it to what it actually means in French, which is something like another day, I think. You would just say To the Jew. It just happens to be at a much higher scale in Korea, because so many businesses have English names. There is one interesting proper name that got translated in a way I didn't expect, though, and so it was throwing me off. There is, I don't know if y'all are familiar with Anne of Green Gables. It's yeah, let's say decently known story. Well, Anne of Green Gables, despite its popularity and despite it being adapted, and it's getting an anime adaptation soon as well, is not called Anne of Green Gables in Korean. It's called the Redhead Girl, but in Korean, 파란색 머리 여자, I think, or something. Oh, nice! I dodged that. Okay. So we're doing a lot. We're doing a lot to like stop Heimer from being able to summon these turrets. We're killing the turrets too fast. Okay, this is the part where I run away. Ah! Shoot. I don't have speed. I can't go any faster.
아군이 당했습니다.
Sorry, Kog'maw. Okay, now I have movement speed. I wanna kill that ward, but I think it might not be possible. Heimer's gatekeeping it. And Yasuo's not much further away either. I think it's become more normal. I think it used to be off meta, but then Riot added like official support to it, so now it's just sort of meta. That happens sometimes when an off-meta pick receives enough support, it just becomes a meta build. I think AP Shaco, for example, no longer qualifies as an off-meta build. I'm sure everyone draws the line at different points, but I wouldn't not classify AP Shaco as an off-meta build any longer. Especially when it receives more play than AD Shaco, to the point where they had to buff AD Shaco to compensate. It'd be one thing if it was more popular for just like one patch, but this has been ongoing. I know Heimer's into Dragon Pit because this is yeah. No, we can't do anything here. No, I don't think we can. Oh, wait, maybe Kog'Maw can? Because Kog'Maw's got range. Glad to see that Kog'Maw defied my expectations on that. Ooh, what a dodge! Holy. Has Aatrox gotten me, like, able to dodge sideways now? After playing against Aatrox enough times, I feel like I've gotten much better at the sideways dodge instead of doing the whole run directly backwards and hope for the best way. Or, like, lightly angle yourself as opposed to just doing a full 90-degree dodge angle.
적이 학살 중입니다.
시간이 뚝딱 지나가네요.
제압되었습니다.
Seriously? At least I didn't do much damage.
저들은 왜 도망치죠?
And the way he's pushing in, which is chill.
가요.
Hey.
아군이 당했습니다.
Oh, nice. Good job, Kog'Maw. Thank you, thank you. I was able to hit them both too.
즐거운 게임이군요.
적을 처치했습니다.
Hungers for the vision score.
아군이 당했습니다.
I can almost afford Ardent Sensor. Kog'maw, you would have gone back already. Walked back a few inches and recalled.
적을 처치했습니다.
A second dragon gone. That's a good thing that Kog'maw outranges the turrets.
제압되었습니다. 포탑 방패가 곧 소멸됩니다.
I'm not going to make it in time to hold the tower. I still have my ult.
따뜻한군요.
They kind of have some melees. Yeah, I guess I'll get the Slay. How's the rest of the map doing? We've been fighting for our lives over here. Although we're up 13 CS and we are up by 1 kill. So when you look at it from that lens, we're actually doing better than they are.
부지가 안달합니다.
Yeah, they got 2 plates. 2 plates is less than 1 kill, so not by very much, but it is.
날뛰고 있습니다.
Nidalee's got 4 kills now too. They've been doing work across the map. Good stuff, Nidalee.
매우 흥분합니다.
Oh, hey. Ardent Sensor Kog'Maw is good. I'm sorry, Kog'Maw. I didn't know about your game, as they say. Oh, wow. Kog'Maw does a lot of damage now. I was trying to ult Lucian, but I couldn't reach fast enough. Okay.
아군이 당했습니다.
Save Nidalee. Did it get Lucian? No, Lucian barely survived.
포탑이 파괴되었습니다. 적을 처치했습니다.
My heal's up at 5 seconds.
아군이 당했습니다. 지배자.
Did my heal even reach Nidalee? No, my heal was out of reach. Well, I guess just by providing my shield I was helping, but still, I wanted to do more, you know? I wanted to do more.
부지가 안달합니다.
Look at the range on this thing, though. How did I miss?
아군이 당했습니다.
즐거운 게임이군요.
You're fine, you're fine.
포탑을 파괴했습니다. 적을 처치했습니다.
Kog'maw, we're going to turn you into a monster. Hopefully fast enough that we won't lose one more dragon. Otherwise they'll get the Elder. Not Elder. You know what I mean.
아군이 당했습니다.
파괴하세요.
적을 처치했습니다.
Wasn't trying to get that kill, but so it goes. Zenda's almost got that tower. But I don't think that they should push it.
건축하세요.
Malphite has 7 kills, but they're going to melt the Kog'Maw,
건축하세요.
who has a Ginsus now. I've only gotten 2 uses out of the Solstice Slay. I wonder if I should have gone with the Dreammaker instead. That might have been smarter. Just because it's more consistent. I thought that we would get more uses out of it though, because they have Malphite and Yasuo and Gwen, and all of them jump in. And we have Nidalee and Talon, and both of them jump in. So Solstice Slay would have good chances to activate. Oh, shoot. Am I dead here? I believe this is a death. I think I'm dead. Because Malphite might have their ult. In which case I just die. Just like that. Kind of like that. But it's not without cost, so it's fine. Let's just be glad that at least one of them died for their efforts. Maybe 2? No, I think Gwyn's living. Oh, never mind. And it's good.
적이 학살 중입니다.
Not a tower dead, Talon's dead. Underestimate when. Not a mistake to make lightly.
아군이 당했습니다.
That's a nice board you just threw down. Be a shame if we got rid of it immediately. Okay, we got Otacon all boarded up. One down. Can we make it two? I'm like Lulu. I'm like a Lulu for Kog'Maw. Wanted to ult earlier though. I didn't like seeing a Nidalee suffering, and there was nothing I could do because of the Hollowed Mist. That sucked. I wanted to help.
포탑을 파괴했습니다.
But if I ulted while Nidalee was inside of there, nothing would have happened. It wouldn't even have impacted Gwen at all. Let's not give them Ocean Soul. I really don't want them to have Ocean Soul. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
적을 처치했습니다. 포탑이 파괴되었습니다.
They get Dragon Soul for free.
적을 처치했습니다. 아군이 당했습니다.
That's annoying.
제압되었습니다. 적을 처치했습니다.
Is Kog'Maw dead? Kog's dead.
적이 학살 중입니다.
I don't know what I want next. Maybe Wardstone? Or Knight's Vow. That probably makes the most sense. Just slap it on a Kog'Maw and hope we can turn this game. So they don't realize we're here. Good.
아군이 당했습니다.
But they're probably getting Baron. Lovely. Still, there's nothing we could have done to get Baron anyway. With the others dead. Yeah, no way. So, getting Otacon was probably the best we could have hoped for. I almost said Akshan. Getting outshot was the best we could hope for. I'm dead. Good flash. But also, how lame. I just got dunked.
포탑이 파괴되었습니다. 아군이 당했습니다.
Kog'maw's dead too. Talon was mentally prepared.
포탑을 파괴.
Oh, Senna's splitting. Interesting.
적을 처치했습니다.
No, I couldn't make it in time.
아군이 당했습니다. 적을 처치했습니다.
방출하세요. 흥미가 통하는군요. 방출하세요.
Goodbye, Senna.
방출하세요. 시간이 뚝딱 지나가네요. 방출하세요. 가요.
I need to get some wards into the Eastern Jungle.
저들은 왜 도망치죠? 도망치세요.
We're going to set some wards down to recall, grab some more wards, and then we'll return here. Because when when their team eventually clears all these wards I have, which they will, then I'm going to need a fresh set.
즐거운 게임이군요.
Italy is level 17. What the heck? I'm level 14.
아군이 당했습니다.
Senna is 0-10.
파괴하세요.
적을 처치.
Nice. Good job, Talon.
적을 도저히 막을 수 없습니다.
Not good job, Kog'maw.
포탑이 파괴되었습니다. 억제기가 파괴되었습니다.
방출하세요.
억제기가 파괴되었습니다. 포탑이 파괴되었습니다.
Oh yeah, that's game.
포탑이 파괴되었습니다. 세상에서 게임을 좀
Oh, 0 to Senna. That's rough. Frankly, I don't think there was any way we could have won due to this. Look at that. That wasn't a winnable game, unfortunately. It was essentially a 4v5 because Senna was just splitting the whole time. Did they even ult? I'm actually not sure if they ulted. Hold on. Let's see. I'm curious if they ulted. If they did, I never saw it. Maybe they only ulted for themselves? Okay, they were ulting. It's just that we never saw it because they were never grouped up with us. Ah, well, it happens. Alright, next up. I have time for one more match because the download took so long. So I could only play one more match. Ah, okay, interesting. So, the video game price thing, I was looking into it again. Video games, early video games were on the console about $50 or $60 in the 1990s, which is about $90 or $100 in today's dollars. So video games have actually beaten inflation. Does this person want to swap top? They don't want to swap. Where am I going? Oh, this guy is alright.
겁낼 필요 없다니까?
Alright, Orianna, I saw you muttered. I'm mad. If I dodge, I won't have time to play a match. No longer available? What the heck? Rest in peace. That and has lasted us so long. Why didn't we make backups? Why? They're against top Karma, they don't like it. We could goose, but it's like a buried treasure. Oh, whoops. Wait a second, I'm not the,
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다. 미니언 생성까지 30초 남았습니다.
Also, I just remembered something funny. Hold on. Wait. As I, make sure that I'm not get grabbed by Nautilus here. So my friend, the new teacher here is kind of new to Korea, and they were messaging a gym about potentially getting a someone to help them, like a physical trainer.
미니언들이 생성
And they were messaging, and they were like, "I don't understand what this gym meant," because they replied back, and what was obviously translated English, right? Because you could tell, because it sounds kind of stilted, and it was like, "Here's the price. The price comes with health." And my friend asked them, "What does health mean?" And they were like, "Health is important for livelihood, so the price comes with good health." And my friend's like, I don't understand. What do they mean? Like health checkups? Do they mean that it comes with health checkups? And I'm like, no. You're misunderstanding. When they say it comes with health, they're just being cheeky. Like when you pay the price and you exercise, you will feel healthy. That's what they're trying to say. Just like, oh, I thought it was. I was like, no. You can't accept the like literal translations of these things, because there's always going to be some awkward nuance in the way that like translators work. Well, most translators anyway. Ah, dang it. Shoot. Well, it could have been worse. Ooh, we got the double. Another instance of like a funny unexpected translation mistake, as it were. I don't know if that's a translation mistake. It's just just thought it was unexpected. Hold on. Sure, I might. Yeah, I'll force our flash. Sure, might be useful for us. Plus, I need mana. I'm gonna go get mana. You're okay for a while, Vel'koz, there, right? I think you're okay. You should be fine. Just chill. I'll be back. What was I saying? Yes. So at work yesterday, dang it, Vel'koz, come on, you were under your tower, man. You couldn't wait a moment? I was on my way back. So yesterday, I was like talking with my friend, and I think I made some kind of joke, and then she said, "How old are you?" And like, when you say you ask that to somebody in English, that's like rhetorical, right? It's not actually like asking your age. It's how like, are you a kid? And I was like, what? How old are you? And she was like, yeah. Like, what year were you born? I was like, oh, you meant literally, like, I see. My birthday is soon, so she was literally asking me how old I was. And whether or not I am older or younger than she is. I had to explain what rhetorical questions are, because they're not that common in Korean. English has a lot of rhetorical questions, idioms, metaphors. English is just a very colorful language in that way, which is kind of cool. How old are you, derogatory? A lot of damage. Yeah, why did you choose to get born earlier?
아군이 당했습니다.
Unfortunate. They got us good.
아군이 당했습니다.
Nice. There we go. We're getting our revenge.
제압되었습니다.
Distinction. I'm gonna get boots. I usually don't get boots this early, but Novelist scares me. If you had control over like the exact day you were born, which day would you have chosen? Specifically, a calendar day, not the year. You don't get the choice in the year. Just like if you could have been born like January 5 or something else. Basically, where are you dropping in terms of your birth rate age?
아군이 당했습니다.
Seriously? How? So it coincides a bit. Funny enough, you almost like create a sort of destiny in that way. You feel like something significant will happen on this day. You don't know which day, which year, but it's going to happen. Unless you were born after Half-Life, in which case it's not as prophetic as it seems. I did so much damage. Is it enough? Four of them are here. There's nothing I can do for you. Your death was preordained. The gamer Dorian Gray. You look at the painting, and in horror realize you aren't looking anymore at the face of your own old self, but rather that of a console. Marked with an X, as if to mark the passage of your own dying time. No horror. No horror.
적을 도저히 막을 수 없습니다.
Oh, what the? Okay. That was uncalled for. The moon. The moon haunts you. Well, shoot. We tried.
포탑이 파괴되었습니다.
I just noticed Shen's name is ADHD. That's funny. What are the chances? I'll take it. I'm only 100 away from Mark Fire Torch. Wow, that sentence took me a second to say, didn't it?
평화가 함께하시길. 가엔나 키리비 집중하세요. 흔들리지 마라. 집중하세요. 흔들리지 마라.
Ah, dang it. No escape.
사 엘레사 티리비.
Ah, we're 16-5. This ain't looking good. No, at least in the 7 kills.
포탑이 파괴되었습니다.
This might be the turnaround we need. Maybe. Nope. Never mind. It might have been the turnaround if Viega was able to get the what do we call it? Revive on Nautilus, but Nautilus barely survived. Unlucky. Unlucky. We got the Dragon Bounty too, so that's why I thought that. We got the Dragon Bounty, it looked like the fight was going our way, and then it just suddenly turned on us.
가엔나 키리비.
적을 처치했습니다. 아군이 당했습니다. 포탑이 파괴되었습니다. 적을 처치했습니다.
Wow, Var's got away really fast.
제압되었습니다. 적은 전설적입니다.
Also, this is a PSA for anyone who didn't hear this from last time, and for didn't know. Viego's passive gives the movement speed. You tried, Shen.
집중하세요.
You professor.
포탑이 파괴되었습니다.
평화가 함께하시길.
적은 정상 중. 제압되었습니다.
TDB. 평화가 함께.
Oh, I killed before I could even. Trying to reach that plant, but it didn't work.
포탑을 파괴했습니다.
정보가 가득한 땅이군.
Yeah, no, we're just gonna run toward that karma. Let's see if we can help in this fight.
흔들리지 마라. 집중하세요.
I tried. Yeah, I think this is not winnable anymore. It was looking good for a while. And, things have taken a turn. That flash kick was personal. Yeah. There we go. There we go.
평화가 함께하시길.
포탑이 파괴.
Triple kill.
아군이 당했습니다. 포탑이 파괴되었습니다.
Sorry, Viego, I tried, but I just can't do enough damage. I've died 7 times.
아군이 당했습니다.
Ooh, do I accept the surrender? I don't know, Viego's... I'll let somebody decide. If they want to surrender, but go for it.
이곳의 빛은 버거울 정도구나.
Maybe Viego with their 9 kills can turn this around.
평화가 함께하시길. 흔들리지
course.
말아요. 사 엘레사 티 평화가 함께하시길. 흔들리지
적을 처치했습니다.
가엔나 키
전장의 지배자.
Even if I go flash for it, I don't think it'd be worth it. I should have thrown it in this direction so I could get rid of that ward. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Ah, we quickly went from I don't think this game is winnable to maybe to maybe. Y'all, we gotta believe. We gotta believe. Hmm?
평화가 함께하시길.
I feel like I've been in like the vicinity whenever the enemies have been flashing.
처치했습니다.
Okay, we got vision now. Let's get Horizon focus. Minions, don't look at me. Don't look in my direction. Don't look in my direction. Maybe I could have tried ulting for that. Let's see if that worked. Oh no! Is that enough? Diafelli was ulting this. Viego, it's all you. It really is all of you. We should be the only one left. How much damage did Sonic Wave? 1,557. Jeez. Okay, that was vaguely personal.
포탑이 파괴되었습니다. 억제기가 파괴되었습니다.
파괴하세요.
인간이 먹는 점은 일정하지 않다.
The best thing our team has going for it is that we just aren't giving up. Good or bad. Nobody here's like, oh, we can't win, so we have to give up. It's like, we're gonna fight to the bitter end. Even if it's not possible.
전장을 지배하고 있습니다.
정보가 가득 큰 땅. 그 어둠이 그립다.
What? Tenacity?
적은 전투. 적 더블킬.
이곳의 빛은 버거울 정도다.
Dang, we had to drop on them too on the Orianna.
파괴되었습니다. 포탑이 파괴되었습니다.
I'm sorry, Viego, we're just too far behind. There's nothing further we could do. Although I died too many times. Good try, good try, good try. That was a lot of sigils. Oh no, Vel'koz is damaged. That's rough. Well, it was a rough match. We tried our best. All right, I gotta start getting ready for work, everyone. Thank